What's up? Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to serve anyone that's looking to level up their life from their current situation. This show is dedicated to helping raising the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts out there. Those who want more out of life, those who want to be more, those who want to do more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because, my friends, holding it wide open is what we do. Being a great fucking person is who we are. And living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how having a successful career, having a business, having whatever your way of income stream is, how having that thrive is really the game changer to providing the lifestyle that we all aspire to have. Like, you ain't got no money coming in. It's gonna be very hard to create the lifestyle that you want. You know, it's just like having a race car without an engine. Like, you ain't gonna win any freaking races if that race car has a broken engine or doesn't even have an engine in it. You ain't gonna win any races. That's really the truth. And so, a warrior that doesn't produce isn't gonna be able to win at life. Money isn't everything, but money makes everything so much easier. Like your business, your career, your job, your side hustle, your investments, however it is that you make your money, your dough, your moolah, whatever you want to call it these days. That is what's going to provide you with the ability to be able to do the things you want in your life. And not only to be able to provide for yourself, but to be able to provide for your family, to enjoy a life of doing the things that you love, the things that spark on soul, on fire. It is all relative to making sure that you're bringing enough dough, moolah, cash, and your investments, whatever you want to call it, however your income stream is for your family. It's all tied directly to your career, to your business, of how you're going to thrive and move forward. It really is. And so I'll tell you a quick story about my past. And I kind of touched on this topic on previous episodes, but I feel like growing up as a very early child, I kind of got a glimpse of what living like a kind of well off life was like. But it was short lived. Like it really was. Like I was a little kid, I remember, man, if I wanted a bicycle, I got it. I remember I had a GoPed. I was like one of the first ones on the block. I was riding that thing around everywhere I got it. My toys, like I was very fortunate to a certain point. My family was, and we got a lot of things that your typical child, like didn't have. But like I said, I felt like I was really short lived. Um, I mean, it was just unfortunate the situation that happened, and to share a little bit about my personal life. Um, Unfortunately, like my father made some bad decisions in his life, and that ended up causing him like several years, close to a decade, of him being away in prison. And when that happened, like it really put our lives in a financial hardship, because it was my dad, which technically he's like my stepdad, but he's like my dad. And him and my mom were together, and we have two younger brothers, which are blood brothers through my mom, but we don't have the same father. But anyways, I grew up, and this is like my dad. And so when things caught up, and I guess I don't know the full story, the whole details, and I don't want to even get into it on this episode, but the moment that things started going south, and I remember it even like the day that he went away, like this, like changed it all for us, like it really did, like and like it brought like a lot of sadness, a lot of, I guess, guilt from my parents' side, a lot of just our lives were completely turned upside down, rightfully so, because I mean sometimes if you're not living the right way, you know it's just it's an unfortunate part of I guess fast money, like money that comes in fast leaves fast. And um and so going through all that, like when my dad got put away, it really put us in a hard in a hard financial situation because my mom didn't make enough money to support the house that we lived in. We lived in a pretty decent sized house, a 2-story house, double car garage. We had a pool, a lake in the back, kind of like it's a typical kind of home that you want to grow up with your kids, with your family. And unfortunately, my mom couldn't support that. My mom didn't make enough money to sustain that mortgage and the house and the payments and everything along that came with it. So I remember, like, we went and we put everything. My mom like did a garage sale, and like we she was selling everything in the house, and it hit me so bad because I remember like people were offering her pennies, and like my mom had to take it because we didn't have any money. And um and I actually tied this the other day. I was talking with my wife about it after I had like done the outline for this podcast episode. And I think the reason why I have such a hard time, such a difficult time getting rid of anything that I have is because low key, I think I tie it back to those feelings. Like I would rather not get rid of anything I have. Like I would rather not even sell it. I just leave it around and I'll use it someday or I'll get back to it or just keep it forever. Like I don't like selling my things. And I think that it's typed maybe that situation. Just kind of went on a tangent on there, but like seeing like that moment, and my brothers were young, or a lot younger than me. We're like five years apart, and then from the middle one, and then 4 years from the middle one to the other one. But anyway, we're all grown now, grown adults. But squirrel, um, seeing everything from the house go away and offering my mom pennies and her have to take it because we didn't have no money. Like we started like going from apartment to apartment, and like we never missed a meal. I'll give my mother that, man. And I look up to her so much for like striving and never giving up and working multiple jobs and supporting 3 young men. Like man, like I actually wish I would have been more supportive looking back then, but I was doing the best that I could with the information that I knew how to. And that's why they say 2020 vision. That's why your vision is hindsight is always 2020, because I wish I could go back and do more, but it's just part of life. And so we would go from apartment to apartment because sometimes we couldn't afford to pay the rent, and so we would get kicked out and we'd go apartment to apartment. And then even I remember one situation, like we had to move into my sister-in-law's house, which this would be my older brother who passed away, to his wife's house. And we moved in there, and she has a son, which is, I feel like it's like one of my brothers. Like we're only 2 months apart. Technically, he's my nephew, but that's like a brother to me, and his sister too. And so his mom and him and his sister, they took us in. They took my mom and my two younger brothers and I, and they took us in like, man, like we're family. I'll never forget that. And I'll forever be grateful for them to let us into their home when we had nowhere to go. Um, and then like sure enough, like things started getting better. My mom was able to sort her situation out, and we moved out, to another apartment, another house. But going and seeing my mom through all those hardships, like planted the seed deep, deep, deep in my freaking soul that I swore to myself that I would never let my family go through that. Like no matter how hard I had to work, no matter what I had to do, like that, seeing that and going through that and experiencing that and feeling those feelings and seeing just the emotion, and like even just talking about it now, how it's making me feel like nah, man, like nah, like because that planted this I refuse to be average type of fucking mentality. Like I truly feel like all those struggles that I went through, and I talk about this, and I love being the underdog because it gives me so much fuel and so much fire to go and fucking compete at a high level. And I swore that one day I would buy my mom her house. One day I would be able to give back to my parents, and say, here, you guys don't have to work anymore. One day I would be able to do this. And low key, I'm kind of competing now with my father because he's been out for several years, more than a decade plus, and he's thriving. He's a successful business owner, and I feel like he's stacking, and he's trying to make up for the years that he was not there for my mother, and he's trying to buy her house too. And so low key, we're kind of like competing for both to see who's gonna buy my mom a house first, and to be transparent as fuck, like, man, I'm nowhere even close yet. I'm actually farther away than I was when I was working as a construction professional. Like, I feel like making this pivot put me back with some of my goals, but it's truly feel deep down inside that it's one of those take one step back, fucking five steps forward to build something great, to build something immense, to build something that gives back to the society, that helps people build their lives, something bigger than me, something bigger than you, something bigger than all of us. Because when we come together, we become something great. And so I'm willing to sacrifice some of my timeline to be able to achieve some of these goals. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to give up on it. Like, I will buy them their house one day. I actually have it up on my vision board. I've had it up for years. And I look at it, and it says that one of my biggest goals is to buy my parents a house, to pay it off, and to be like, here. Like, I actually like envision it. Like, I imagine it. And I've gone through this exercise multiple times in my head. Like, I imagine myself like going and picking up my mom, having the house ready, getting the keys, and like having it ready, and then picking up my parents and like blindfolding them, and my mom, sure enough, complaining, "Oh, what are you doing? You're covering my face." And because she's just, she likes to just be in control, and I get it, like learning about her past and her situation and her family, and you know, she's a big being in control, and like she's the youngest out of 15 single marriage, and so she likes to be in control, and she likes to provide for her elders and all that. So she's a big in control person. I could just imagine her like blindfolding her and driving her, and her like complaining and nagging, "Oh, where are you taking me?" And my dad trying to just put some sense into her, and like, man, and I could just like feel it and envision it, like if it's happening, and just driving there to her house, and like her nonstop, and I'm like, "Mom, it's gonna be okay," and having my wife next to me, and then like pulling up to this place, and helping her get out of the car, and she's like, "Well, where are we at? Where are you taking me?" And like, and just still with this smile because I know what's coming. And then they're still blindfolded. I'm standing in front of the house, and then like shaking some keys in front of them, and they're like, "Whoa!" And I could just see their expression, and then grabbing their hands, and then setting a set of keys on their hands, and then removing their blindfold, and like seeing the expression on their face, and then telling them, "Guys, this is for you. Like, this is for you. This is for all the sacrifices that you've made. This is for everything that you've done for us, for me, for my brothers, for everyone. Like, this is our way of paying you back." Like, man, I vividly like envision that, and I will make it happen. I promise you I will. And I'm here talking to the camera, and I'm telling you a lot about my life because I'm here to be wide open. I'm here to share everything. I'm here to share the good, the bad, the things that work, the things that don't. Like, this is a journey, and I hope that you guys use my example to fucking thrive, and to shave years off your life so that you don't repeat some of the mistakes that I've made, and we can share things that will work to help us thrive faster. And now you're probably saying, "Man, okay, Randy, that's okay. That was a really touching story. I felt it was kind of cool, but what does that have to do with business?" Like, I they really do relate, you see, because the money that we make within our lifetime has the potential to do amazing fucking things. Like, it can impact the lives of so many others immensely in a fucking huge positive way if you let it. Like, and I'm not just talking about buying my parents or my mom a house. Like, imagine being able to donate 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Imagine being able to donate 50,000. Imagine being able to donate 100 grand. Like, imagine being able to donate 500 grand. Imagine being able to donate $1 million freaking dollars. Most people say, "Man, I want to make $1 million." I say, "I want to donate $1 million." Imagine being able to do that. Imagine the thousands of lives and families that we would feed to being able to do that. Like, I like to imagine this stuff because imagine being able to like give your kids the lifestyle, like the lifestyle that you dreamed of, and like not even like giving them the things that you never had, but imagine being able to teach them the things that were never taught to you, and spend the time with them on a consistent basis that typically parents nowadays don't do because we're so busy caught up in the financial 9 to 5, and making moves and trying to get ahead. But imagine setting yourself so good financially from a young age that when you got to older age and you had kids, and you weren't tied to no particular job, that you were set, your finances were fucking flourishing. Imagine changing this financial situation for your entire generation. That's a big one to fucking imagine. That's a big goal to accomplish. But imagine being able to do that for yourself, for your family. Imagine being the one in your fucking family that changes it for everyone. Like, that's the type of fucking impact that I'm trying to make. That's the type of impact that I'm hoping I inspire you to make. And yes, I'm fucking dreaming big here. But why do it any other fucking way? Like, I'm dead serious. You're gonna dream as big as you can. Because here's what I know. Our mind, we put these things in our head. They're like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. Because we make up we're professional excuse makers of why we can't do the things that we want to do. But if we're gonna make up all this bullshit in our head of why we can't do it, why not make up the best scenarios of what we can achieve and strive for it? Because if I know that the more you focus on something, the more you bring it into your life. So if the more you focus on, oh, I cannot do this, well, you will not do it. But the more you focus on, I will do this, I will find a way, putting it in your vision, dreaming about it, looking at it, you fucking bring it into your reality. It really is. Because the financial backing comes from being successful in business, in your career. Whatever like business means to you, like whether you're an owner, whether you're a partner, whether you have a career, whether you're working for an employer, whether you have investments, whether you have Bitcoin, whatever it is that you have thriving, business as a general term for the way that you bring in money for yourself and for your household, your income, that is what I'm talking about. Like, and I'm not telling you what to do for business, but what I'm telling you is that whatever you do for business, to do it the best you fucking can, to go all in, to not dabble, to fucking be the hardest and the most willing fucking worker in the room. Because that's how you fucking level up. That's how you get the raise. That's how you climb to the next position. Like, very rarely did I ever jump from job to job as a young kid. Actually, I think like all my jobs, if I could go back timeline and not out, I don't think I had a job shorter than a year, maybe two. And I could say that with confidence. Like, in fact, I know the majority of my employments were all long term because I committed myself to that specific craft. Whatever I was doing, whether I was washing cars, whether I was working at McDonald's, whether I was freaking working in the back at a pizzeria, whether I was stacking warehouse and I went on a blank there, whether I was building drive shops, whether I was working in construction, where I'm helping people build their lives, whatever I'm doing it to the best I can. Every single day, I really do. I focus on being the best I can be right now and to do better than I was doing yesterday. Like, and in all those freaking jobs, I was focused. I was driven. I showed up early. I stayed late. I was willing to do whatever the fucking needed to be done to be able to thrive at that job. And that is the type of mentality that I want you to take away from this. That is the type of action that I want you to understand that it takes to be able to get promoted so that you can climb all the way up, so that you can get that next promotion, so that you can get a raise, so that you can apply for a better job. Like, it's really what has enabled me to like leap into this unknown like area that I'm in my life. And it is a pretty scary moment to be in. Like, I'm not about to be, but I'm about to be 38. I'm 37 right now. I'm going to be 38 next month. I'm 2 years away from 40. And I freaking changed my career, like completely, like pivoted the other freaking way. I was building construction, building high rises, and now I'm went to building lives. Like, one way, the other way, almost at 40. And if that's not crazy for you, then I don't know what is. But I'm dedicated to building this fucking movement. And have things been tough? Fuck yes. I ain't here to front. That's actually the last thing that I want to do. I'm here to show you everything. I mentioned it earlier, to show you the good, the bad, like all the experiences, to be completely wide open with you, with my life, with my experiences, to show you that even when things get rough, even when you want to quit, as long as you never quit, as long as you keep trying and you keep moving forward, you will never fail. Because failure comes when you quit. And as long as you don't quit, you will never fail. That's not a failure. That's just a lesson. And so, as I saw a post about this last last night, actually, I think it was last night, my wife sent it to me, and it was talked about Miami, and I live in Miami. I'm born and raised in Miami, like, and it talked about that Miami right now in this day and age is the most expensive city to live in the entire United States. That's crazy. And I can feel it. We can feel it. Like, it has the highest inflation rate, double the national average. And it holds the title for the least affordable housing market, where 80% of people's checks of their income is spent on their housing. That is freaking mind blowing. It really is. And on top of that, it said that the research shows that auto insurance is 256 above the national average. 256. So that means if you're paying $300, multiply that times 256%. So times one, that's gonna be 600, 900. That's fucking crazy. So yes, it is challenging where I live, and I'm not here to front, but I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't give a fuck if I have to go get a part-time job to be able to keep supporting this mission that I'm on, because I will never quit. And I'm here, and I'm telling you, and I'm fucking making my claim, and I'm committed to building this movement, thrive and shine. I don't give a fuck how many years it takes. I'm committed. These are the circumstances that I want you to understand that it takes to be able to evolve into the next version of you, to become a better man, a better woman, better person than we were yesterday. Like, all these circumstances, all the shit that's been happening, all the bad things that like I feel like they keep being thrown my way are all bricks, but I'm using those bricks to build my wall. And those shits are not here to make me. I'm sorry, they're not here to break me. They're here to make me. I am convinced of that. So however it is that you make your money, what I want you to do is I want you to take it seriously. I want you to look at the path that you're going and analyze yourself. Like, man, is this a path that I could be good with for the next year? Like, am I going to be good the next 2 years, the next 5 years? What about the next 10? Have you thought about that? Like, what you're doing right now, is that going to be able to provide for your family? Is that going to be able to give you guys the lifestyle that you aspire to give your kids the vacations, like the things that you want? Like, I tell you, I'll share, it's not a secret, but I'll share something with you. One of the biggest reasons why I chose to leave the construction industry was because I didn't have, growing up, I always looked up to families that had summer vacations, and they would take their kids on a whole summer long vacation. And I want to do that. I will do that for my family. That was one of the things that was like a game changer for me, because working in the construction industry, you see it's always a project after a project, deadline after a deadline. And if you're a fucking high performer, they put you on trouble jobs. It's just what it is. And so, okay, you'll take a break on the next one, Randy. The next one, bigger fucking issues, bigger mess ups, bigger things. And then it's just part of the game. So you're always stuck on this fucking hamster wheel, always trying to give it your best you can. You never have some time away from your family. And that was like, man, I projected my life. I saw my superiors. I saw how they were living. I saw their stress. I saw their health. I saw most of them were divorced. Fucking relationship with their kids was whack as fuck. Like, a lot of them were cheating on their wives, and that's a fucking big no for me. Like, they had no, bro, they put this big front, but they had no real character down inside. And that was something that I fucking swore to myself that I wouldn't let happen, and why it was big, and why I was like, it's time for a change. I've built enough. I've learned enough. It's time for a new change. It's time for a pivot. So I went from building high rises to helping people build their lives. And that's what I'm here helping you. Like, the path that you're on, the job that you have, is it going to be able to provide the lifestyle that you want the next 5 and the next 10 years? Because if it's not, I'm challenging you to think and make the hard decision right now. It might take you to start applying for a better job. It might like get to you some realization of like, man, maybe I might need to go get change my line of work, or get a degree, or get a side hustle, or build a business. Like, whatever it is, I'm here to tell you that think it through, think ahead. Don't just let things play out however they want. Because as the saying goes, people will overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they will underestimate what they can do in 5 or even 10 years. Like, think about that. What can you do in 5 or in 10 years? Like, people see, and I was a big critic of this. Oh, you see big, like, to use a working out example. like big muscles and all this stuff. And I was like, damn, this guy's crazy. Oh, this guy's roiding for sure. That was always what I would say. Then I would get to know them and they're like, bro, so far from that. They've just been working out for fucking years. You know, it's not like you're going to go to the gym a couple times and you're going to change your life. You have to do that shit consistently. And if you've ever tried to get abs, you know that you ain't going to get no abs in fucking in a very short time. You got to be dedicated, put in the hard work, and eat well, because the abs are made in the kitchen, and your fucking muscles, your body, those just take time. So what if you were able to look at it? Okay, how am I going to be in 2 years? How am I going to be in 5 years? Like, I'm talking about putting the consistent actions into play right now that can really change your life, that can change them for you, for your family, for the people moving forward. Like that's what I'm fucking doing here. Like, because if you're not moving up, like, think about it. If you're not thriving, you're sliding. If you're not climbing, you're sliding. If you're not moving forward, you're moving back. Even if you're staying in the same spot, technically you're moving backwards, because as time passes you forward, you're staying in the same spot. And so you're technically moving backwards. So if you have a career, if you have a job, whatever it is you have going on, man, tie yourself a passion to it. Give yourself a bigger why. Remember that business that you go to, like, needs to make money for them to pay you to make money. Like, so a couple things that you could do maybe to improve your career is take it seriously. Like, and I say that with laughing because I truly see that so often nowadays. Like, so many people just show up just to do the damn thing and don't have no passion, have no meaning. Like, they don't care if they fuck up. Like treat that shit with fucking emotion. Like, show up early. Fucking do more than you're told. Stay late. Like, be willing to look ahead. Be willing to help those around you. Think about ways that you can make that company more money, because when that company makes more money, guess what? And you can back it up with facts and, hey, look, this is what I've been helping. This is how the company has grown since I've been here. Guess how easy it is to get a raise. It'd be way easier to say, oh, I deserve a raise. You don't deserve shit. You got to put in the work. You got to produce the fucking effort. You got to show the results. And then you can say, hey, I've been putting in the work. I feel like I've earned something. Let's have that conversation. Conversation is going to be way different when you're willing to treat your job like a fucking career. It really is. That was the game changer for me. And that's what helped me fucking thrive in the construction industry, because since the beginning of that first job, it was always about my career. It wasn't about a job. It was about a career. I was looking long term. I was thinking about the next year, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 10 years. I was with that company for 11 years. And I thrived. Like, I was playing the fucking long-term game, man. You have to be willing to embrace the suck and do the fucking work. That's what people don't want to do these days. They don't want to put in the fucking work, but that's the unfortunate truth. And you got to do the unsexy shit to get you the sexy shit in life. Like, you gotta leave it all on the fucking line every single day. Don't let yourself be fooled by those that want to be average. Fuck those people who want to be average. We all have our place, but I know that you know that being average is not the place for you either, because you wouldn't be right here listening to me talk or watching to me talk if you fucking wanted to be average. We're not here to be average. We're here to thrive. We're here to fucking succeed. We're here to be fucking the best we can be. Because a wide open warrior, he works on his fucking mindset, because the mindset is the foundation to everything you want in your life. You gotta first imagine it. You gotta see it in here before you can put it into action. And then he evolves and he incorporates his body. Like, a wide open warrior fucking works on his body, on his physique, on making sure that it's a well-oiled running fucking machine. Because if you ain't got a high performance machine working in your favor, you ain't gonna do shit. And without action, you can envision, you can manifest, you can do whatever you want, but without the action, it ain't gonna become real. And merging the business aspect really adds real funds, real money, real moolah, real cash, whatever you want to call it. It really adds the reality aspect to the equation and enables you to fucking live the life that you truly want. Like, to give back, to buy the things you want, to treat your family, to write a check for whatever comes your way. I tell you, you never will see. Someone told me this one day, and it was one of my mentors. And when I saw it in action, I was like, fuck, this guy's true. People say that money isn't everything until they need money to pay for an illness. Like, and then when that illness comes, you're like, man, I'll pay whatever it is to save their life, right? But then a lot of people will say that money isn't everything. But then you hear very wealthy people that do good with their money that, and here's what the mentor, one of my mentors said, he was like, those that say that money isn't everything have really never had enough money to give it away, like to make a difference, to like build schools, to feed families, to see people smile. Like, that is the type of change that I'm talking about. And in the next episode, we're going to be talking about the aspect, like the passion that really enables a wide open warrior to live the fucking life that we really do live. It's what fuels us and what lights our soul on fire and how we thrive each day and how we're able to live life to the fullest. I'm talking about motorsports because motorsports is what the fuck we love. It's what we do. It's who we are. Like, if not, you wouldn't be here. Maybe you might be here because you like supporting me and you want to get some hype. But the movement that I'm building is that of people who enjoy motorsports but want to get better. I'm merging motorsports with self-development, and we're creating a movement, a live your life wide open movement of something that has never been done before. And my friends, I want you to be involved because I'm driving the fucking checkered flag deep into the fucking ground, and I'm calling out all the motorsport enthusiasts out there, those who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back, and let's prove to the fucking world that they wish that they were fucking like us. Those of you who made it to the end of the episode, man, you got yourself a freaking win, and I congratulate you for that. I appreciate you investing your time, your valuable time, into the Live Wide Open podcast. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others improve their life is the mission that God has tasked me with. We are driven individuals. Breaking the fucking stereotype is what we're here to do, and becoming the best we can be is how we will do it. Join me on this journey where we help as many more sport enthusiasts as possible to create the best lives that we can imagine. You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is WideOpenRandy. And if you felt any type of connection to this content that you just consumed, I ask that you please share this episode with one of your friends, or man, take it to the next level and post this episode on your story, because those are the actions that really help us spread the message. And my friends, I'll catch you on the next episode. Till then, live life wide open. Peace.